Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this year's Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We're excited to see all the faces of former Hall of Fame inductees and then also our new inductees and their families and friends who come to support them. We're so happy you could all be here. We're happy that we are not getting completely pounded with rain right now, so hopefully that will hold true through the game tonight, but thank you all for coming. My name is Erickson. I'm a member of the Cardinal Pride Board. Jerry Swoboda is the president. However, he is cheering for his daughter in their section's tennis meet today. So he does send his best wishes, and he will be here at halftime to escort the inductees and their family and friends that are going to be going out on the field with them at the halftime show. I would like to introduce the Hall of Fame board members right now. I'm sorry, Cardinal Pride board members right now. They're all in red jackets like this, say Cardinal Pride Board. We have Megan, Leanne, Doug, I don't see you. Doug is running in here. His wife was borrowing his jacket, and Jen has been a great assistant for this whole event for Cardinal Pride, the Cardinal Pride Board. Scott and Heidi and Manny. I'm just going to say a few words about Cardinal Pride. Cardinal Pride was started in 1999 by some local community members who saw the need for supporting the Cardinal athletics as they were lacking funding from the school system. So we're there to try to help out our athletic programs at the Wilmer School, both the middle school and the high school. We support their programs. Since 2009 is when we have our documentation from, but we've been able to provide over $130,000 for our student athletes and their programs. Last year we were able to give to 10 different programs. Excited about that. A lot of the things we give are the helping with the uniforms, equipment needed. We've provided the mascot, we've bought a drum for the band, done other things like that, and it's we get our money from support for the Cardinal Pride through our golf fundraiser, which some of you participate in, 50-50 raffles, fall programs, which you'll see at the front door from the advertisers. A local community helps us with that. The golf outing does, we have created an endowment fund to support the kids, and hopefully the plan with that endowment fund is that no student athlete will have to pay a student fee someday. Hopefully it'll be free to play at Wilmer School for our students. But tonight we are very excited to induct 6 new Hall of Fame individuals: Steve Schneider, John Nelson, Gene Spalding, Lane Erickson, Daryl Ramey, and Gain Stone. We're very excited to induct you gentlemen into the Hall of Fame tonight. We'll be very excited. Choosing inductees for the Hall of Fame is no simple task. We do get nominations from community members, family members, coaches for the individuals that are presented to us. We don't go seek out these individuals. The board is a volunteer board, and we do get many very qualified candidates for induction into the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame. But we do look for more than just athleticism from the inductees. We look for inductees that have been supportive teammates, good community members, leadership skills, and other character attributes than just the athleticism that you bring. So thank you to you Hall of Fame members for the role models that you've been for your team, and to our future athletes coming behind you. Congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to a fun evening. Before we eat, we're going to have a prayer by Tom Corneo. And then also, I do want to preface this. We're going to have the inductee and their person introducing them come up. We do have 6 inductees, so we do ask that we try to keep things moving along. We do want to all get to the game tonight and cheer on the Cardinals. So we're asking, try to keep it to 5 minutes would be great. Right? Back there? All right, got it. Good. But no, we look forward to hearing some great stories about these athletes and coaches. Tom?
As I look around the room, I look up to most of those 6 in the inductees coming in. In fact, I look up to most everybody. But let's have a word of prayer and bless the food. The 6 inductees in the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame have exhibited outstanding accomplishments in a wide variety of venues, following in the footsteps of many before, some recently passed on. They all exhibited passion for their sporting areas and led their teammates and athletes by example. They also leaned upon their families, colleagues, and teammates for motivation along the way. So while it is raining outside today, and it's maybe quitting, the weather will not dampen the spark exhibited by these 6 inductees. So it's with a spirit of gratefulness that we honor these 6 inductees tonight and bless them and their families.
Lane Erickson, his wife Jean will come up, and Mark Fisher. Mike Fisher.
Hi, I'm Jean, and I'm just going to tell you a few things about my husband from after Wilmer. And he went on to Gustavus, where he had a really nice football career. Senior year, we won the conference championship, and he was voted most valuable player in the MIAC. And as you can imagine, it's pretty exciting to go to the mailbox and get a letter signed from John Madden. So, and from some other professional football teams. So from a Division III school, that was kind of an exciting time for us. So he went out to Oakland, and he ended up behind a couple of quarterbacks like Darryl LaMonica and Kenny Stabler and George Blanda, if any of you are old enough to remember those names. And I remember Kenny Stabler said, "You're going to be cut, you're number 4, but just hang in there, and this has to be right place, right time." And he had to kick around for a while, but you know what? He had a wife and a baby coming at home here in Minnesota, and he worked real hard to get into dental school. So he came home, which I was thrilled with, and he ended up graduating from the University of Minnesota. We ended up settling in St. Cloud. He had a practice there for 27 years, and that's where we raised our 2 sons, Luke and Nathan. So he died in 2003 at the age of 56, suddenly. And I know this would be a real honor. And I'd like to thank Cardinal Pride and Rand Middleton for, where is he? Hi. For nominating him, because it's a real honor. And I know Lane's parents would be absolutely thrilled, Vernon and Evelyn. Nobody loves Wilmer more than Vernon, I would say. And I'd like to introduce Mike Fisher, who's going to tell you a little bit more about Lane and his high school years. But thank you, and I got a new jacket out of the whole thing.
Thank you, Jean. It's an honor for me to be here representing Lane tonight. Lane and I were best friends and teammates all through high school. Played sports. Every sport we played together. We double dated for prom. Well, we did lots of stuff together, right? When we were younger, we played against each other because Lane played for the lowly second ward people, and I was a royal third warder. Second warders might see that differently, but we were both very happy to get into high school where we could both play on the same team. And from there on, we were much happier with each other. We used to beat each other up pretty good in ward ball. Lane's first experience in varsity ball was in 9th grade when Ivor called us, several of us, up to play varsity baseball. So there we were, thinking we died and gone to heaven. Out there in the field with some of our role models and heroes, Schneider being one of them, Galen's boys, Earl, well, the whole group were people we looked up to, and there we were on the same team as wide-eyed administrators. And I'd like to say, Schneider was the leader on that team unquestionably, and they never ever treated us like 9th graders. They treated us like peers, they treated us like teammates, they would have been easy for them to give us a bad time as ninth graders, but they never did. And actually, the other thing would be, as we sat in the dugout and looked down and saw Schneider sitting there, that would be like us, that would be like Joe Mauer in the dugout. And that's not a lie. That's going to cost you, by the way, Schneider. And then so, Steve was Lane's mentor, because on the baseball team he ended up being shortstop, and he had big shoes to fill with Steve, but he became excellent shortstop. Lane had remarkable hands, which went on to serve him well in his profession of dentistry as well. So he played 4 years of baseball, and towards the end of his career he made all conference and all area and all whatever they had for baseball back then. He was always on the all teams, whatever they had back there. And he loved baseball. He worked hard at it. He worked hard at all the sports. But he worked on his batting, his running, his fielding. He set a kind of a good pace for the rest of the team. And then in football, he got to be the quarterback of the Cardinals and gave us some really great leadership and led us into some great wins. Lane was a remarkable quarterback. He could throw a football like I've never seen before. At the spring awards banquet, unbeknownst to him, he got awarded the, I'm not sure what it was called, the Quarterbacks Club of 1,000 yards, which was an award to give to quarterbacks that rack up 1,000 yards combination running and passing. And I'm sure Lane got him in passing, because he could really throw a ball. And then basketball, Russ started Lane in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So Lane had 3 years of basketball. And I would say that basketball was his favorite sport, the one he loved the most probably. And the one he probably worked the hardest at. He worked at basketball year round. And Lane we had a pretty good team. We had some good horses on our team. And I would say without doubt that Lane was the most skilled ball player on our team. Now I know all you guys that played ball. I know you all think you played on the best team ever. I get that. So you'll understand when I tell you that our basketball team was the best team ever come out of Wilmington. And to say that Lane was the most skilled player on the team is really saying something, because it was a great team. And he went on to win his junior, senior year, all conference, all area, all whatever they had. He was on he made the Region 5 all-tourney team 2 years in a row. And whatever else awards they had, he got them. And then the spring of our senior year, well, let me go back. Lane couldn't believe that we couldn't get enough ink in Minneapolis paper. He was always checking Sid Hartman's column to see if we were getting any ink from Sid. And Sid, I don't think basketball was Sid's beat, but we just never got it. But he checked regularly. And we got ink from the other sports writers in the paper, but we just couldn't. We were rated first and second in the state, the junior and senior year both, and Sid just wouldn't give us any ink, and it just drove Lane nuts. So anyway, life went on, and when I was point guard on that team, and when I'd come down and throw the ball to my right, that was where Lane was playing, he was the right wing. When I'd throw the ball to my right, I just start backpedaling on defense, because I know there was going to be 2 points on the board. I used to kid Lane that I'd kiss the ball before I threw it to him, because I knew I'd never see it again. And then there was another thing we used to say about Lane, and we used to say it about Wayne Nelson too. You knew this was coming, maybe. Some teams figured out how to keep him from scoring, but they could never figure out how to keep him from shooting. And that's a true story. And I've given Wayne grief about that over the years too. It was a compliment. It really wasn't grief, it was a compliment. So, I might double up on this a little bit. Lane went on to Gustavus, he got recruited by Whitey Scoop, legendary basketball coach at Gustavus. So he went there, played basketball for Whitey, and at the time the quarterback position at Gustavus was filled by a guy named Steve Hokanson, legendary quarterback at Gustavus. Good time I said that. But as soon as Hokie graduated, and Lane told me he learned a lot from Hokie. He respected Hokie, he learned a lot from him. And then as soon as Hokie graduated, Lane got to be quarterback and led Gustavus to MIC championship as a junior and the MIC championship as a senior. And got all conference league MVP. He got, he just got all the awards he had there. He did really wonderfully. And then, as Gene said, he got a call from Coach Madden to come out to Oakland and give that a shot. Stabler, but you all know what they used to call Stabler. What was his nickname? Yeah. Well, that's what Lane thought he was at the time. So Lane came home and got married Jean, the most wonderful woman I know. Had 2 wonderful kids. I didn't say had 2 wonderful kids, Nathan and Luke, and started his dental practice in St. Cloud. It was a thriving business and became well involved in the community in St. Cloud along with Dean Anderson. They got to be best friends in St. Cloud. Dean's another legendary Wilmer basketball player. Probably familiar with the 58 basketball tournament. By the way, Dean missed 2 layups at the end. He didn't just miss 1 for trivia. By the way, when Stabler went on to have a good coaching career at Oakland, and he went on to coach Oakland in the 11th Super Bowl 11 in 1977, the year they beat the Vikings, and the score, Marty, was?
Wrong. 32-14?
32-14. I knew you'd know that. A walking encyclopedia. And so, I thank you for letting me talk about my friend today. He was a first-class guy. He was a first-class athlete, first-class husband, first-class father. And I again appreciate you letting me talk on his behalf today. Thank you.
Congratulations to everybody, and thank you to everybody for coming today. It's so great to see such a big turnout for this event. Do just want to say a special thank you to Fernando Alvarado for taking the photos here today. Thank you, Fernando. And Josh Berman. And Jen Deering did a lot of the behind the scenes work for us here to make this event come together, so we greatly appreciate that. And thank you to all my fellow board members for bringing it together today, from going from the tent to no tent to the school to outside, and so far it worked out really well. So we're happy that you're all able to make it and the rain stayed away at this point in time.
Football and baseball, all-state honorable mention in football. Another highlight for him was coaching with Lefty Ranweiler at Wilmer Junior College in the spring of '73. Signing baseball, granting aid to play for the University of Minnesota as a starting shortstop for 3 years, and winning the 1964 College World Series. And finally being drafted in the minor leagues by the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox, and California Angels, eventually signing a contract with the Angels in the 1966 and playing for 4 years in their farm system. Our first inductee tonight, Mr. Steve Schneider.
Josh, how you doing, brother? Good, how you doing?
Team that was ranked #1 in the state, class AA. Being a member of the varsity baseball team at the age of 14. Playing basketball at Williams Arena in the Section 5 regional tournament, where Wilmer High School nearly upset Robbinsdale in the semifinals. He was awarded the top athlete in a very talented Wilmer High School class of 1971. and also playing with his teammates in the 1970 football season when Wilmer High School went undefeated and received a top 10 ranking in the Minneapolis Star Tribune. Our next inductee, John Nelson. Our next inductee is Gene Spalding. Gene was selected to the 1958 Prep Parade All-State Football Team. Selected to the 1958 National High School All-American Football Team. He was a member of the National 1,000-Yard Club for gaining 1,782 total yards. He was also a member of the National 100-Point Club for scoring 106 points. Also held school records in the pole vault, 11 1/4 inches, and the 880 relay at a 127.8 that was set in 1959. Our next inductee, Mr. Gene Spalding. All right, our next inductee is Lane Erickson. Lane earned 8 varsity letters in 3 sports, football, basketball, and baseball. He was an all-area basketball player in 1963 and 1964. All-region in basketball in 1964. All-area in football in 1963. All-conference in football in 63 and 64. And Lane was a Hinsler-Ranweiler Award winner in 1965. Lane isn't with us tonight as he has passed. So let's give a big warm applause to Lane Erickson. Our next inductee is a stranger to no one here in Wilmer, Minnesota. As he comes walking down the track is Daryl Ramey. Daryl Ramey was hired in Wilmer as a teacher and football coach as well as track coach in 1978. Some of his highlights were coaching Stacy Manuel, the 2002 Wilmer graduate, when she set a state and national high school record in the pole vault at 13 feet 4 inches as a sophomore. Also coaching the Wilmer Cardinal football team to the state playoffs in 1987 and 1988. Coaching girls basketball alongside Shorty Schrader in 2 state tournaments in 1992 and 1994. And Daryl says being privileged to work with the wonderful students, athletes, faculty, staff, and administration in Wilmer for 25 years. Inductee, Mr. Daryl Ramey.